So yeah, one of our Nigerian brothers that's going to address an issue that's been coming up for a while now. Is when you have a lot of African people going to Arab countries to work, they're suffering. They're suffering a lot in these places, and the brother wanted to just kind of address some of that. Let's go ahead and roll it.
This is the point that you guys need to understand. You can label Africans, you can demonize us, you can deny your own tendency to be evil. You can deny your Arab supremacy because you have it. You can deny all these things and pretend like it doesn't exist, like you're not racist. But the truth is, African lives don't matter in Arab countries, and that is a fact. That's the most inhumane society where any African can live. Go and verify, check online. In some African countries, in Kuwait and some other Arab countries, in Kuwait and some other Arab countries, they publicize merchandising black Africans as slaves. There are applications that you can install on your phone, and through the application, you can buy black Africans as slaves in many Arab countries. Many Arab countries. Go and verify. So you can label us criminals, you can say all these things and pretend and deny and fool yourself. You are racist, you are inhumane, there is nothing godly about you. And I'm not saying all Arabs are like this, because my best friend is an Arab and it's different, but I'm addressing your system. It is a system that has been sustained for years, and it is anti-Africans. It is anti-Africans. Africans are not welcome in Arab countries, and African lives don't matter. That's my point to you. Take it to the bank.
I remember I was at the airport in Nairobi, and I talked to a couple of Nigerian brothers and sisters that were just kind of having some issues, with their flights. But one thing I can say about, the Nigerian brothers and sisters, they very expressive. They will get their point across. And I just say, man, shout out to y'all. I had some great conversation with some of y'all at the airport. But what this brother is saying is 100% accurate, okay? You have to understand that the Arabs started the slave trade before the European. Now, the European just perfected it, and he did it in a grander scale than the Arab could have ever done it, right? He built his whole empire off of the slavery of African people and made so much money, even still benefiting from that, and the colonization that came along with that. But we see that a lot of brothers and sisters that do travel to Arab nations, especially a lot of the women, they get into these homes, work as domestic workers. They take their passport from them. They're harming them. Some of them are being violated. Some of them are actually losing their lives because black people don't have any kind of value whatsoever in these Arab countries. But what I will say to my people in the African continent that will go over there, you've heard the stories, you've heard them, you've seen the tragedy, you've seen it. The question I have for you is this: since you know this, why do you go over there? I don't understand that. It is no way I'm going to leave somewhere and to be treated worse than what I was being treated back home for any kind of money. I'm sorry, that's not worth it for me whatsoever. I gotta figure something out right then and there in my own homeland. Y'all have the best soil, y'all have the awesome sunlight, best air out there. Y'all have so many resources right there in the African continent. It's no reason to leave. You have poor Chinese coming from China, making massive wealth right there in the African continent, in your own homeland, is what they're doing. And I see actually how they can do it. Because if you're a person just even with a little money, establish a business in the African continent, the greatest asset you have is with your money is what they call human capital, or hiring people for jobs. In America, you probably could have hired 2 people, but over there, you probably could have hired 10 to 12 based on the economy and the way things go. And the more people you have, the more money that you could eventually make. So this is how these people are going and making so much money. I'm a firm believer of the diaspora. If you want to help the African continent and keep them there, those who say, what can we do to give back? Create a business, hire the local. That is the best thing you could do from what I've seen. Because there's a lot of brothers and sisters that really want to work, and they're hard-working brothers and sisters that's over there. They just want a good job, okay? And there's some good people there, and give them a job, pay them good, and they're going to do a good job for you. But there's no reason for you to be leaving the African continent. Hell, look at how some of y'all was treated in Morocco. You remember them videos from Morocco? How they were beating and even deleting black people for trying to go through Morocco? And that's not even legal. leaving the African continent. We're talking about North Africa. And just recently, a controversy came up about the World Cup where Morocco was saying, one player was saying, oh, this is a victory for Morocco in the Arab world, now that they're African. And I said to even the sister Juan Gail, maybe about a year or two ago, she made a video about somebody in Morocco, and she called one of them African. I said, they are not Africans. I said, they're Arabs, but they're not Africans. They just live in the African continent, but they're not African. I said, me and you, we're Africans. I said, them, no. And then when they get some shine, what happened? The first thing they say, it's a victory for the Arab world. Lets you know right there. If you know the history, they invaded North Africa. That's not where they originally was at. A lot of black people go through hell in some of these countries. You can watch the videos on YouTube. So some of the racism, like one video I watched, I think it was on Al Jazeera that time about Tunisia. And I'm like, wow, I was shocked. Like they were making them do some Jim Crow style stuff to black people. You talking about the Arabs. I'm not saying all of that way. I would never say all of that way, but you have some there that are that way in an African continent. The black folks on that continent need to check that. They need to check that real quick. But there's no reason to be leaving your homeland, going anywhere else. Same thing about going to the European countries or even America. There's no reason to be leaving your homeland. None. Fight for it. As I said in Kenya, fight for your homeland. Build your homeland up. Because if you leave it, somebody else gonna come take it. If you know them people treating you like that, don't go work for them people. Let their own people work for each other. They look down on black folk. That's the only thing I have to just keep reiterating. Don't leave your homeland. Okay, well, our country gonna have some jobs. Well, there's another African country that possibly got some. Go there. Out of all them countries, you can't go to another one? You got to leave the whole continent? Come on now. No. Let me know what y'all think about, the situation with the brother talking about. If African lives don't matter in Arab countries, stay your behind out of there. Stay out. And when they come to your country, you give them the side eye and watching them too. And say, hey, because your people, the way you treat my people a certain way, I don't trust you here. What's going on with that? Your government should be getting involved with that too. And your government should be banning their people from coming to y'all country. When they citizens being treated like that, so okay, we're banning y'all because look at the way y'all treating. Trust me, the moment you start banning people, or they get some act right real quick, I'm telling you.